so that we can get moving with the transfer station is in conjunction with the transfer station. We talked about it a little bit the other night too. We have negotiated and we have gotten bids from 2 or 3 landfills for the disposal and transfer of the garbage, the household garbage that would come to the transfer station, be loaded on a truck and hauled. And right now we're taking about 14,000 tons of garbage a year into the landfill. While we're closing that landfill, we can create a class 3-4 landfill to take in construction material, household furniture, non-household garbage, and probably cut that by 30% at least, and maybe down to 10,000 tons. But we have, the low bidder on our negotiation was Smith County, which is good because it's one of the closer ones to us. And they have agreed, subject to y'all's approval, to do that. And Hilton has looked over this, and we have a letter from Hilton that basically said he has reviewed the contract between DeKalb County and Smith County for disposal of non-hazardous waste. TCA 519-106 and 107 specifically authorize these types of agreements between local governments. TCA 12-9-108 also provides for interlocal agreements between municipalities. Based on these statutes, as well as the 1979 Private Act creating a purchasing law for DeKalb County, it's his opinion that the county is not required to advertise for competitive bids for these types of services. I have consulted with CTASC, and their attorney concurs with this opinion. And we also talked with the auditor, and basically she said, I will paraphrase you, Hilton, but as long as you are okay with it and CTASC is okay with it, that they would be okay with it. Is that pretty well right?
Yeah.
This agreement, the good part about this one, based on one of the others, it's also cheaper, but it would also be for 5 years, which is hard to get a contract for 5 years. And they would take our garbage for $29 a ton. It currently costs us at least $35 a ton to dispose of it in our own facility, but because of the cost of post-closure, like the one we're in now, costs probably about $4 million to build. It has lasted 12 years. Now we've got to do post-closure on it, which means you've got to encapsulate it in a 60 mil plastic membrane, then cover it with 3 or 4 more feet of dirt. And you're talking about probably another $1.5 million to close that. This way, it may not be a lot cheaper, but you don't have to do the post-closure, you don't have to haul the leachate, and you don't have to do post-closure on it and guarantee that post-closure that you will observe it and monitor it for 30 years after the closure. The environmental liability is just extremely dangerous for the county. And I think that is the reason primarily that everybody feels like it's the thing to do. So if y'all agree to it, Smith County would agree to take our garbage for 5 years for $29 a ton. We still have to contract with somebody, which will have to be bid, to haul that garbage to them or haul it ourselves. And I don't think we want to get too much into that. Some of the garbage, like the 40-yard compaction units, maybe at Alexandria and some of those, where you could transport maybe 15 tons at a time or 20, we could probably load on our truck and haul to Smith County quicker than we can actually haul it here. So we would actually save money doing it that way too.